Hello, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Zaini Abdul Wahab. I'm the founder of Zaini4e.com. I'm specializing in energy management system as a consultant. And today, I would like to share with you about one topic which is about energy manager. Okay, in Malaysia, generally, energy manager can be defined as somebody to fulfill the requirement because of legal requirement or as a practitioner as energy manager in any organization. Okay, in Malaysia, by law, they have one qualification as energy manager, which is registered ethical energy manager or REM. To become a REM, you must be registered under the Energy Commission of Malaysia. Okay, but if you are just want to practice as energy manager, for recognition, you can go to any course that give you the certificate as energy manager. Okay, what are the difference? Very simple. If you want to comply to the legal requirement in Malaysia, which is under the Efficient Management of Electrical Energy Regulation 2008, which some installations are mandatory to comply to the legal requirement, which they have to appoint a registered electrical energy manager or REM to fulfill the legal requirement. But if you want to practice, you can do more than that. So on top of that, on top of to meet the legal requirement, if you're registered as a electrical manager with Energy Commission, you also can do more than that. Okay, it's your choice. Okay, now let's talk about if you are a REM. Okay, what's your role as a REM in Malaysia? Okay, in Malaysia, as a REM, your jobs or your function or your duties are clearly specified under the Regulation 16 of the Efficient Management of Electrical Energy Regulation 2008 or EMIR 2008. Okay, and then your tasks or duties as well are connected to provision under the same regulation, which is the Regulation 6. So what is Regulation 16? Okay, but before Regulation 16, I think we should talk about Regulation 6 first, because Regulation 6 is about the obligation of the installation owner who are supposed to comply to the legal requirement under EMIR 2008. Okay, under Regulation 6, under EMIR 2008, whenever the installation receive the notice from Energy Commission, the first thing what they need to do, they must appoint or designate a registered electrical energy manager or a REM for their installation. Okay, and then they have to notify the Energy Commission about the appointment. And then very clearly mentioned under Regulation 6, okay, Regulation 6C, okay, Regulation 6B clearly mentioned that, okay, they have to designate or appoint a REM, okay, to fulfill the function and duties under Regulation 16. This is very, very important, because if the installation owner don't have an idea what is Regulation 16 all about, they don't know what exactly the role of the REM that they will appoint. Okay, that's Regulation 6. Regulation 6 is about the obligation of the installation owner once they receive the notice from Energy Commission. That one under Regulation 6B. Okay, and then if you go to Regulation 6C, okay, bracket C, the obligation of the owner, other than appointment of the REM, they have to send information to Energy Commission every 6 months. Okay, the appointment of the REM must be done within the 3 months of the from the date of the notice. But after that, every 6 months, okay, after end of 6 months from the date of the notice, and they got 30 days to submit this information. What are these information? The first one, they have to submit information to Energy Commission about the objective of energy management, and then the policy, and any other document that Energy Commission may request. Okay, they have to do this, every 6 months or 30 days after every 6 months, every 6 months. The cycle is every 6 months. 30 days, they have to submit within 30 days after the end of the 6 months. Okay, that's all. Okay, that's why very, very important for REM understand Regulation 6, and then they can explain about their role to the installation owner, okay, about their role in Regulation 16. Now let's have a look at Regulation 16. So what is that? Okay, so Regulation 16, they got basically 5 key requirements. Okay, the first one, okay, once the REM appointed, okay, appointed as the REM for the installation, they have basically 5 major obligations. The first one, they have to, what they need to do, they have to audit and analyze, okay, total energy consumptions, okay, and significant end use of energy for the installation. Okay, they have to audit and analyze total energy consumption or generation, okay, for that particular installation, and its significant end use of energy. Okay, that number one. So he shall in law means must. Okay, he shall be responsible. Okay, the RIM shall be responsible. First, audit and analyze total energy consumption, okay, electrical energy in particular, okay, or generations, and its significant energy use. And then regulation 16, okay, number 2, okay, basically the job of the function and duties of the RIM is to advise, okay, advise the installation in developing and implementing measure for efficient use of energy, okay, or efficient management of electrical energy in that installation. Okay, the first one, audit and analyze. The second one is to advise in developing and implementing measures for efficient management of electrical energy for the installation. Okay, number 3, okay, the third one is basically to monitor, okay, the effective implementation of measure mentioned in the number 2. Okay, to monitor effective implementation of measures as mentioned in number 2 just now. Okay, for the installation. Okay, I make it in simpler words. Okay, and number 4, okay, so number 4 is to supervise the record keeping and verify its accuracy. So all the records in the measures, you know, the RIM's responsibilities to supervise and verify its accuracy. Okay, and then the last one is to ensure, okay, the installation submit the report according to requirement under the regulation 7. Okay, 7 means that they have to submit everything within according every 6 months and 30 days after every 6 months. So these are the function and duties of the registered electrical imager or the RIM at the installation, okay, once they are appointed to that particular installation, he or she. Okay, however, RIM, okay, the RIM must be well versed into, especially in regulation 6 and also regulation 16. Okay, why? Because he has to explain to the owner, okay, what does it mean, whatever provided in the regulation 6, you know, once they are appointed as the RIM. And then the RIM must be able to explain, okay, to the installation owner once they are appointed, okay, what does it mean, you know, function and duties of RIM under regulation 16, which is their own function and duties, means that their own responsibility, because the law mentioned clearly that shall be responsible. Okay, that's the role of the RIM in Malaysia. Okay, I think we'll talk later what are all this section 16 in detail, what does it mean, because unfortunately, okay, that's all stated in the regulation in EMIR 2008 about the function and duties of the RIM, you know, for them to perform their duties. It's no definition, just regulation 16, that's all. Okay, so that's a big long topic, but that's in Malaysia if you want to comply to the legal requirement. Okay, I'm talking about if you want to comply to just for the legal requirement. Okay, however, okay, as the engine manager, actually the task of the engine manager is beyond that. In fact, you know, if the RIM is not able to interpret whatever stated, you know, in the regulation 16 clearly, it will be very, very difficult, okay, be very challenging for him or her, okay, to perform his or her duties, because very brief. Okay, therefore the keywords, okay, the keywords, the key area that any RIM, okay, any RIM in Malaysia must be well versed is the understanding of the energy management system. Okay, because they can derive, okay, they can derive the function in the regulation 16 into whatever, okay, into whatever provided in the energy management system where you can refer. Issue now, if you want to talk about energy management system, where you can refer. Okay, you can refer to common standard that used by anyone. For example, in Malaysia, you can refer to, IMAS, ASEAN Energy Management Scheme. Okay, initiative among ASEAN countries. They got IMAS Energy Management Gold Standard Rating System. Okay, they can refer. Secondly, you can refer to ISO 50001, and the latest version is 2018 version. Okay, that's basically the role of RIM in Malaysia, or energy manager in Malaysia, by law. But for them to be able to perform the duty effectively, they must understand what's energy management, so that basically the EMIR 2008 is about the requirement of the regulation. It's all about to ensure the installation owner, okay, the one that using more than 3 million kilowatt hour in total in 6 months, okay, to use the energy efficiently. Only ethical energy, because the law is under IC Supply Act 1990. That's all. Okay, that's all. So if you want to manage your energy efficiently, okay, so what you need to do? Even though it's not stated in the law, but I think it should be, you will be agree with me that you need to manage your energy, right? For you to be able to manage your energy effectively and for long term in a systematic way, in the the proper manner, we can monitor performance and all that, you must have a system in place. Therefore, I mentioned earlier, we have to refer to certain standard. Okay, which is now we talk about, you can refer to IMAS, EMGS, or ISO 50001. Very common. But bear in mind, both standards basically are the same. The fundamental is always the fundamentals are always the same. You can refer to any guideline of energy management in the world. You can come back to the same thing. It's about PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, and action cycle, common management system cycle. Okay, that's basically if you are RIM in Malaysia. But what if you are just energy manager? Okay, in some countries, the role of energy manager is quite recognized. The market has acknowledged, just like human resource manager, quality manager, all the other managers. Okay, they need energy manager to manage the energy properly in the organization, especially for large energy users. Okay, therefore, okay, the energy manager's job, the word is energy manager. Okay, that's why we have to define the meaning properly. Energy, okay, of course, it involves technical. How to save energy, how to do the energy audit, how to identify the potential and all that. How to come up with a technical solution where we can make the energy more efficient, being used more efficiently. But the next word is manager. Meaning you have to manage. Okay, you have to manage. So management often involves a lot of human interactions. So for energy manager, you have to do both. And on top of all that, on top of energy, technical, management, manager, okay, all that must be linked into the whatever the key function of the organizations. For example, your business. If your business, okay, whatever you do in management of energy as energy manager, you must link your performance as energy manager to the impact to the business. Okay, if you are government agency, how you link your role as energy manager towards achieving the organization's goals. For example, for the government agency, maybe you need to comply or to meet the national level policy about energy management. All that. Okay, if you are in a private sector in a company, of course, there are many reasons how you can link energy to the business performance in terms of profitability. And now the trend now, when some company become a requirement now, they have to how you link your energy management into your sustainability practices. Because for the public listed company, they have to submit mandatory report on the sustainability activity annually. So energy is a part of activity that involve sustainability practices. Okay, so if you just want to comply to legal requirement, you have to look whatever being prescribed in the or provided in the EMIR 2008. But beyond that, for you to become more visible, more prominent in terms of fulfilling your duty and in terms of showing your impact, to the organizations, you have to look beyond that just legal requirement. Okay, you have to think as a businessman how your energy management impact, will impact to the organization as a company. Okay, how they bring benefit to the company. if you are not a private sector, for the government agency, how that will help you to achieve the energy sustainability related goals, when by having energy management in place. Okay, so I hope this short video, is it short? I don't know. Okay, so short video give you some idea what is energy manager all about. Okay, what basically if you are energy manager in Malaysia, whether you want to meet the legal compliant or you just want to go beyond, if you want to go beyond the just legal compliant. Okay, so bear in mind the key knowledge, okay, key requirement of being an effective or impactful energy manager. Okay, you must have a very strong grasp or understanding, okay, about sustainable energy management or energy management system. Okay, energy management system, on how you can develop the system, how you implement the system, and how you show the result of the system implementation to your management, and how you find a way to improve further in the system. Okay, with that, thank you very much. See you again in next video. Okay, so if you like this sharing, feel free to like, or and then you can share with others. With that, until the next video, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. See you again. Okay, bye bye.